Hey, Mark Warnke, and it's a little bit of a Ripple Ranch update. People know me as the goat guy, and I help people raise goats, and you can find courses on PackGoats.com on everything you need to know about raising goats and a goat club membership and all that stuff. So this is our new chicken coop, and we had an absolute turd for like 3 years that we bought used off of Facebook Marketplace for like 50 bucks, and it looked like it was 50 bucks. So Mark, one of our helpers that lives here on the ranch, and he came down from Georgia. He lives here on the ranch, and he's retired, and he just wanted a beautiful place to live, and he helps around the ranch. He's got kind of some back problems, so it doesn't allow him to do a lot all the time, but man, he's a hardworking, super skilled guy, and he built our chicken coop for us. Now, the fun part about the chicken coop is we almost didn't have to buy anything. This was all pallets and getting creative with pallets. So I'll show you how he did that. It's pretty cool. And lots of space, so it's easier to clean and all that fun stuff, and some windows, so we kind of have some nice looking stuff that way. So if you come over here, one of the things with the chicken coop that's really big, and we're gonna have to cut that bush down, is that you want to be able to clean it really easy and access it easy. So having a big entrance where we can scrape out all the poo and get a shovel in there and do all that stuff. For right now, we have the nesting box sitting in here, and again, we're always have so much to do here on the ranch that it's kind of like get something up, get it where it's close to right, and then we need to move on to the next one because the seasons. Right now, we're getting ready for kids. It's the beginning of February. We'll start having kids the beginning of March, and it gets super busy then, so we're getting ready for kids, but we wanted the chicken coop up. But the nesting boxes will go on the back side. They'll have entrances. For right now, we stuck the one nesting box in here, and they're using it, and then their roosts are over here on this side. One of the things I like to point out to people that can help with your chickens if you're in a cold climate like we are, is that if you look in at those roosts, if you actually notice, instead of a bar, we put a 2x4. And the reason we do that is when a chicken sits on the roost, their feet can flatten out, and then their breast can cover up their feet. Because when it gets really, really cold, the two things that are most susceptible to get frostbite in a chicken is their toes and their comb. And so we wanted to make sure that we allowed on their roost that their feet sit flat, and then their bodies can cover all their feet, and then you don't have problems with their toes. And we made a nice window, and it's got a heat lamp, and you know, it's not anything super intricate. And we don't like our chickens in our yard and in our flowers and all that stuff. So we built their exit down below, and then it enters into the goat pasture. So these guys have access to all this couple acres right here, including the goats, and they just stay in their area, so we don't have to deal with them getting in our garden and everything else. And so we built this little area down below where they have an exit that they can get out. The goats and the dogs can't get in, but they have access to the pasture, and that's where they live, is out in this area during the day and scratching and doing what chickens do. So that's that. And I have one other thing I'm going to show you on kind of the ranch update on what we've progressed on and what we're working on right now, which is getting the remainder of the tractor barn closed in with garage doors so we can more safely secure our babies, have a better organization structure, and the other thing that we're mindful of is ventilation and airflow. So I'll show you kind of what we got planned over there. Here's the latest update, and once again, as our operation continues to grow and all that stuff, I've had to be more mindful both of where my time is most well spent in supporting what we're trying to do with PackGoats.com, Ripple Ranch, and Top-End Adventures, the companies that I own and run, and I've had to let go of some of the hands-on work here at the ranch sometimes. And thank God for Raul and Mark, because some of these projects, they take weeks, and I just don't have weeks to devote to that kind of stuff. So what they're building now is a shelving system, and the reason we've done that is because we have lots of things that make this barn look really clunky when we have customers come get their babies. So we wanted a more professional environment, we wanted a more secure environment and a more organized environment. So we built shelves along the back walls, and they're all 24 inches deep, plus there's a set in of another 5.5 that goes against the metal. So we have about 24, and we have a 29-inch shelf, and we built them all the way to the top, and we're going to build them all the way across the back and along this wall, plus a workstation. So it'll make, when we're in kidding season and customers are come getting their babies and we're handling them and doing all that, all our systems going to be in here and more clean, more well organized, more professional. And then the big thing I'm really excited about, because if you watch my videos for long, we've always had Tyvek covering this, because garage doors and all those things aren't cheap. And so this year we had enough money to put towards the budget on a garage door. So we're going to make a man door here and kind of sacrifice this bay but still utilize it. We're going to do a double opener so we can still get things like rotting lawnmowers and smaller equipment through the double doors. But then we're going to build 2 big roll-up doors over here that look just like this one. So we'll have 2 big roll-up doors. And the nice part is, later in the kidding season, it gets really hot in, like, you know, May and June. And so we need a way to be able to ventilate that area, but close it down at night so coyotes don't get in and predators don't get in. But during the day, we don't have problems with that, so we can just open the doors and give them lots of ventilation and then close it down. And we're doing it really affordable. We're just going to frame in and then do basically a gravel threshold rather than pouring concrete and doing all that. And then we're still going to keep the inside dirt. And the reason we're doing that is that dirt displaces we can go in, we can clean up afterwards, get all the the urine soaked dirt out, and then clean up the inside of the tractor barn after the babies are bit in there, and then begin to put equipment back in again. So that's a big addition for us. It's been 3 years that we've needed this, and so now we're finally in the process. Garage doors are ordered. These guys are finishing the shelves, and then they'll begin framing in this, and so we're excited. So we'll show you that when it's finished as well. So that's kind of the Ripple Ranch update for right now. There's always stuff happening here. We're always working on something, and this has been what we're working on of late, and we're so grateful to Raul and Mark for being so helpful. So I hope you find that helpful. Mark Warnke, the Goat Guy, signing out.